The success of your community is about the entire package that you deliver, both the care as well as all of the other services available. Providing those services in a manner that focuses on hospitality is what helps to distinguish assisted living from many other care settings. Hospitality is defined as the friendly reception and treatment of guests or strangers, and receiving and treating guests and strangers in a warm, friendly, generous way. Adopting this way of interacting with your residents and other people whom you encounter in your community is critical to the success of your organization. You want people to feel good about their interactions with you, whether it is a resident, family member, vendor, or guest in your community. You want everyone to have a sense of warmth and friendliness that invites them to come back. Plus, I'm willing to bet that you will feel good too. Treating people the way you want to be treated makes everyone feel better. During this video, we're going to talk about the importance of hospitality in assisted living. We will talk about who is your customer and who are the different people that should be treated in the hospitable way we're describing. We'll cover some hospitality basics, including the so-called 10-foot rule. We will also review how you should answer the telephone. As a care provider, it can be easy to get caught up in the day-to-day tasks that you have to complete, and to forget about the importance of quality customer service. But don't forget, your residents and their families have a choice of communities. They do not have to choose yours. While outstanding care is one factor they will consider, so is the manner in which their care and services are delivered. For example, if two caregivers go into a resident's room to assist with a bath, caregiver A is in a hurry, doesn't say much to the resident, and never smiles. But he provides excellent care, and the resident is clean and dry at the end of the bath. By comparison, caregiver B comes into the room smiling and asking the resident about her day. It takes caregiver B longer to finish the bath, and she forgets to use the resident's favorite shampoo. But they are chatting about their days and the resident's grandchildren the entire time. Which bathing experience do you think a resident would prefer? Well, of course, most residents would prefer caregiver B. While there may be little things that the caregiver could have done to improve the actual bath, the experience was so much better. The resident enjoyed the conversation and really felt a connection to that caregiver during the bathing process. It is critical to incorporate that type of hospitality in everything that we do. Addressing the medical, nursing, and physical needs of your residents is an important part of the services you provide. However, your community is not strictly a medical setting. The social aspect of what you offer your residents is what makes living in your community appealing to your residents. Having their medical or physical needs met in a primarily social or home-like setting is a winning combination. Being resident-centered in everything you do goes hand in hand with your hospitality focus. In other words, you don't provide the exact same services to every resident in the exact same way. You tailor the services and how they are provided to meet the unique needs and preferences of each resident. You treat everyone as an individual. Hospitality is obviously an important part of quality customer service. Therefore, it's important to clearly define who your customer is, as well as those important people beyond the actual customer. We often refer to these people as stakeholders. They are key individuals who have a vested interest in what happens in your community and without whom you cannot be successful. The resident is the person you serve and care for and is obviously your primary customer. However, the resident's family is often involved in the selecting and possibly paying for your community, so they should also be treated as customers in terms of the hospitality they are treated with. Beyond the resident and their family, other stakeholders that should be treated with the same hospitality and outstanding service may include hospice agency staff and volunteers, home health staff, physicians, staff from your pharmacy, vendors or suppliers making deliveries to your community, and even your coworkers. Really, everyone you interact with in your community should be treated with the same outstanding service. Everyone should leave the community feeling that their experience was positive, that not only did it meet, but it exceeded their expectations. Creating a genuine feeling of hospitality in your community doesn't have to be difficult. There are some basic steps you can follow during every interaction with residents, family members, co-workers, and other stakeholders that will create an immediate sense of hospitality in your community. Plus, as you'll see, they're really very easy to follow. Use their name. This is a basic but often overlooked step in good communication. In his landmark book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie famously said that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. The point here is simple. If you use a person's name, your communication with them will be more personal and more effective. Ask people their name, remember it, and use it throughout every interaction. Smile and be friendly and courteous to everyone you interact with. In just a few moments, you're going to learn about the 10-foot rule for a simple but effective way to ensure this is done by every member of your team. Appearance matters. As the old saying goes, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. At all times, your appearance should be professional, clean, and well maintained. Follow your community's uniform policies and guidelines. Be respectful of people's time. It's important to be friendly and engage people in your community in appropriate conversation. But you should also be mindful of everyone's time and be cautious not to take up too much time with conversation if someone appears to be in a hurry. The workplace is not the venue to discuss your personal affairs. It is certainly appropriate to talk about normal day-to-day events, such as a recent holiday or how you enjoyed your weekend. But you should not discuss financial, family, or other personal stresses with residents or other stakeholders. You should avoid using your cell phone while at work. Now, it may be appropriate to use your cell phone during a break in the break room, but you should not be on your phone out in common areas. Using your phone in common areas of the community can make it appear as though you're distracted or you're not focused on your work. It may also be a violation of your company policies. The 10-foot rule is a systematic way to implement some of the hospitality basics we've just talked about. The rule is simple. Smile and acknowledge anyone that comes within 10 feet of you. Many experts credit retail giant Walmart for creating this customer service technique. When every member of your team does this, the resident and other stakeholders have an incredible experience as they travel throughout your community, being acknowledged and greeted by every employee they come in contact with. It's also a simple tip that is easy for your team members to follow. Rather than having to think of a lot of different creative ways to implement hospitality, they can simply be sure to smile and acknowledge anyone that comes within 10 feet. That's something anyone on your team can be expected to do consistently. For many people, their first interaction with your community or organization is by phone. Proper phone etiquette can make the difference between winning new business or losing it. Follow these steps whenever answering the phone in your community. Smile before you pick up the phone. You can hear the sound of a smile in someone's voice, even if you cannot see them. Try it out yourself and you'll see the difference. Be prepared to take a message and to provide basic information when answering the phone. Have a pen and paper handy, and make sure the area is as quiet as possible. Take a cleaning breath before you pick up the phone. If you had to run to catch the phone or were busy doing something else, you may be just a little bit out of breath. That will make the caller feel like you're in a hurry and will sound unprofessional. A quick, deep breath will help you be ready to begin the conversation. Use a brief, standardized greeting when answering the phone. This will be provided by your supervisor, but typically is something simple and to the point, such as, "Thank you for calling XYZ Care Home. This is Mr. Smith. How may I help you?" Everyone wins when you create an environment of hospitality in your community. Residents, family members, and stakeholders benefit from feeling welcomed by outstanding customer service. Your entire team benefits from a sense of camaraderie and cohesiveness among coworkers. And your community and organization benefit by attracting new business and retaining existing residents.